and there's rumors to be a plague, so the government's come by, quarantine the city off, so nobody can get in. So you can imagine what the population's thinking in that city because they can't get out. So as we go through this mission's a little bit into the game here. So Cole's already restored a little bit of power to the city. He's obviously restored some power to the train. And in this part of the city's controlled by a gang called the Reapers. Now the Reapers before the blast were just a bunch of drug dealers, but after the blast they've organized themselves and they've become quite a formidable foe for Cole to deal with in the beginning of the game. And as he's cruising around here, you get to see a little bit of the architecture of our buildings and get a little gist of what our environment, Empire City, is all about. Here's our first glimpse of the Reaper gang. While Michael here is roaming around with Cole, I just want to let you know that this is an open world game, so you're going to have the freedom to go anywhere you want. And as you see Cole running around the environment here, before the blast, he was into urban exploration. If anybody knows what that means, that's basically going into a city, abandoned warehouses, learning how to climb them. So he's a pretty seasoned climber. So as you can see here, he's scaling up the building, and these are all the elements that we wanted to make really fluid. Now as he climbs these buildings, he's going to be approaching the first combat area. And what we wanted to do here was show off a little bit of our vertical combat maneuvering and ducking cover. And if you've seen Gears of War and Uncharted, this is our take on it. You can see him using a sign here for a little cover. What you're going to notice on top of this roof here is the air conditioning ducts and everything that's basically metal. If you can think about it in our environment as conducting electricity, well, trust me, we put it in this environment because we want this environment really prone to electrical units here. And as he continues to fight the Reapers, nice. I think he used a little lethal force on that one. Now as he climbs over here, he's going to come upon a scene where the Reapers are fighting the cops, and obviously the cops are going to need a little help. So this is going to give a good opportunity for Michael to go down here and show off a little bit of the superpowers in our game. So Michael, you want to show that off a little bit? And while he's showing off the superpowers, he's going to show off a little bit in vertical combat as well. Climb like street pools and all, so you can do that and get different variations where the combat's at. And while he's fighting these Reapers, I do want to tell you a little bit about our morality system here. Basically, you can go into this scene, and with these powers, with the Reapers, you can just clean house, right? But also, if you take a look back, you're going to see a little bit of pedestrians running around the environment here. So, if you really want to, and you don't want to get that collateral damage, you can be a little bit more surgical in your approach as far as attacking things. This is effective because the environment and the pets all work together, and if you're nice to the pets, they're going to be nice to you. So as Michael shows here, it's more than fighting. He's obviously choosing not to really be too surgical about it. He's going in there and playing place. Show it, man. Show it. So you can see electricity going off the pools. That'll get a little collateral damage, ricochets off things, and the Reapers are getting hit points by that way as well. Mike's a little bit into destruction. Another part of our game is the social dynamic. I touched a little bit about that in morality, but also you'll come across, what he's going to do here is come up to a pet who's been injured, and you can't be an electrical-based superhero without being a human defibrillator. Michael? Alright, so that pet hopefully later on in the game or soon will be nice to you. She'll remember this, and maybe even down the road she'll help you out. In this next section here, it's important to mention that being an electrical power superhero, it's important for Cole to be integrated in the power grid of the city. So what he just showed you there was a little bit draining of the powers, right? Give him a little extra oomph to get ready for some more Reapers and such. Now here he's going back out. What we're trying to show off here is basically how the environment is really reacting. Well, Michael's not being too nice to these pets, but you get the gist that the pets are interacting and Michael just really doesn't care about them. Now, we can't have a superpowered hero without superpowered villains. And here's the first opportunity to see our first superpowered villain. He's got a little teleporting there, weaponry here. And I'll let Michael fight with this guy because he's fun to watch. So what do you say? Let's just put some hurt on this boy. Now that's what I'm talking about, superpowers. That's a little coll lightning for you. Now what we're going into is basically some scenes, different environments, different times of day of the game. And while this is going on, I just want to remind you, this is Infamous. We're Sucker Punch. We're exclusive to PS3. So if you haven't bought your PS3, buy it because you're going to want to play Little Big Planet R2 just in time to play our game right after.